Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I'm a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. The journey continues today on we're doing well today, on January 6th, 2023. May give you an idea what my day's been like. The journey begins today on January 6th, 2024, at approximately what time are we? We have completely scrambled this. I'd love to start over, but we're just not going to. At approximately 4:23 p.m. PST. Now, as you can tell, things are getting off to a little bit of a rocky start. And Steve Knox is in with the gold. How you doing, Steve? Now, I will tell you, first and foremost, before I finish that, I've returned to this world for one primary purpose, and that is to remind people that working together, we can make this a better world for virtually everybody. Now, I bill myself as a spiritual guide because the tools I offer are the exact same tools I personally use in my day-to-day life, and the philosophies of life I talk about are the philosophies that I personally guide my life by. Okay, and we have Cowie Snyder is in with the silver. Now, I know these tools will work for you because they have worked for me and continue to do so, as well as they have worked for literally thousands of other people over the years with varying degrees of success, depending entirely on the individual's effort, on the individual's own efforts. Now I see we have Chad Smith in the house with the bronze. And Chad, this is the link to your archives. So folks, drop in, give Chad a listen. If you like what he has to say, do give him a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel and then share the daylights out of the thing. That'd be really appreciated. As you can tell, if you listen to the first part of this stream, you can tell that things got off to a bit of a bump. Okay, but I figure today this is Saturday, so we're going to look at getting you back in your control. And here's the kicker to it. I'm taking this information and literally, where did I put it? Look, I'm not going very far. Don't worry about that. I recommend not worrying about much, in all fairness. But it took me a little longer to get a little project tied up than I was expecting. So ended up a little scattered. Now there's a good reason for you. Pop those over there out of my way. And where is my pen? Right there. So, as I mentioned before, guys, I am a very firm believer that a coordinated approach using lists to set the stage and keep yourself on track is your best move. Okay, and many times it's pretty much the only one that actually adds up. So, what we're looking at here is I'm literally taking the information that I am talking about and the questions you guys have to literally put together some workshops that will be online in order to help get people back on track. Now, right now, we are only a week into 2024. Okay, so now is really the time to take a look at things and go, okay, let's make things happen, shall we? Okay, just because of the fact, what we have going on, okay, if we wait, what ends up happening is this world continues on its current path. And I don't know about you, but I've come to the conclusion that this ain't working well. Now, I've hid for the last literally 55 years. I'm only 60. But I knew very early on that what was going on in this world was sideways at best. Okay, so again, guys, if you have a question, absolutely put it in the chat room. put it up in all caps or partial caps, or at least a wavy hand so I can at least see the thing. Okay, now I could go back over the altercation, over the complication we had yesterday, but instead we are going to move forward. Okay, something we have to realize about, about literally transforming yourself is we have to realize that whatever you think, whatever you say, whatever you do cannot be undone. And the first thing we have to look at is karmic law. Now, karmic law literally applies to everyone and everything. Okay. Now, the reality of it is people take way too much time. People end up speaking without thinking and reacting without thinking as well. Now, do not get me wrong. I am guilty of the same thing. Okay. I've done the same kind of maneuver myself. And this is why the whole concept here, or the backbone of it, is to strive to point out whatever you're doing, whatever you're saying or thinking. Okay. If we can point out where that leads, maybe, just maybe, we can guide people towards interacting on a much more positive fashion. Okay, so with this in mind, okay, one of the first workshops that I am looking at building is the one built on this. This is only one. Now, I don't know how long these are going to be. Okay, I haven't figured that out yet. I got to work it out. Okay, that book, Believe in Yourself and Follow Your Dreams. Okay, now you'll notice, especially in this case, this and the word yourself is split in two words. Okay, that is very deliberate. But what I'd like to point out is this is literally the backbone of how I took my life I changed my life from being an extreme introvert, as in I wouldn't talk to my own family much. Okay, not from what I recall. Okay, and I certainly, if I was out in public, there is no way I'd have been standing up in front of a crowd like this. Okay, much less going and speaking at events, which, by the way, yes, I'm very open to at this stage. But the first thing we have to look at is you take a look in the mirror and ask yourself, you look in the mirror, the first step is this one. Okay, the first step in transforming you and your life is to come to the realization that this phrase means a staggering amount. Okay, it literally means I am worth it. This applies to literally everybody. Now, with that in mind, I have that sign. Not only do I have it on the bookmarks that I hand out, okay, that go out with any book I sell, but I have that sign literally right here, obviously. I've got it on my fridge up front, and I've got a copy of it on the outside of the door to my apartment. The reason being, those four words are literally the most powerful combination of words I have come across in any language regarding self-awareness, self-esteem, self-motivation, self-evolution, self-transformation. You get the idea. Okay. And the reason I'm bringing this to your attention is because so many people have been lost in the woodwork. Okay. Society has led people down a very dark, down a very complicated path. And this is why it is so imperative that we start changing that now. Now, of course, the really neat part about all this is this. When you look in the mirror, okay, when you look in the mirror at yourself, are you content with the way your life is sitting, with the way you see yourself? Now, I looked in the mirror, okay, 2 years ago and went, I do not like the fact that I am 246 pounds. I'm only 5'8". Okay, so this literally meant I was walking around with what looked like a basketball. Okay, I looked in the mirror. I went, I'm not content with that. Now, there was a comment made, and I wasn't going to go there, and I've decided I'm going to. There was a comment made yesterday. I'm not going to get into who said it, but I will tell you this. Whenever you're looking at somebody, no matter what you're thinking, ask yourself 2 questions before you open your mouth. Okay. Is telling somebody that something, is it going to help them or is it going to hurt them? If it is going to help them, then absolutely open your mouth. If it is going to hurt them, okay, then it may be wise to really bite your tongue. This also applies to is the secret you're about to reveal. Is there anything that can be done about it? And of course, people will look at it, likelihood and go, well, we have to tell people if we see something. And if people take offense to it, well, so what? Well, the so what is this. In today's world, we are taught to fear everything that is not exactly identical to us. Okay? That's just the way that society has gone for literally as far back as civilization has been going on. Let's stick to this lifetime, though. Okay? Your parents learned a way, your grandparents learned one way, they taught your parents, who taught you. Problem is, if the teaching in the root was off kilter, it may be time to start changing it. Okay, think of this. We have a world right now that is in so much war, so much war going on, that it's absolutely appalling. Now, people will tell you, well, world war is good for the economy. Let me ask you this. There are lots of countries at war right now. Is it really helping bring the economy up? Okay. Is the increase in conflict actually helping society? Or for that matter, is it helping your neighborhood? Okay. We start getting into war and you start focusing on that. And all of a sudden you're focusing on, oh no, we're going to run out of food. We're going to run out of oil, going to run out of gas. All of these things everybody starts panicking about. But here's the kicker. If you concentrate on the good things, and there are way more good things going on, okay, way more good things taking place than what you might think, okay, especially with the media the way it is right now. And I don't mean just your regular news, okay. I'm also referring to what is being posted on Facebook, on on all the different social medias. Those are being posted by regular, genuine, normal people. And let's not forget, your priests, your politicians, your teachers, your doctors, the first responders, the military, all of these individuals, no matter what their profession, they're still individual people. Okay, that ultimately is the big thing. Okay, and that's why we have to start looking. Where are we? Oh, Ferret, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Happy New Year, by the way. I do trust things have gotten off to a good start for you. Now, we have this neat little problem. I think I missed something here. We had Steve in with the gold, Cowie in with the silver. Chad came in with the bronze. And then we have, as a matter of fact, Ferret. you are in with honorable mention. You know, now this year has started off with a real interesting bang. Okay, I did, and you've heard me say how much I'm really impressed with modern medicine. But in order to get my life in order, I did, and I've done it this way. But I do have medication for sugar levels, for cholesterol. I think that one's for cholesterol, and for blood pressure. Okay. Now my doctor, when I went and got these, she goes, Are you actually willing to take medication? I looked at her, I says, in this case, because she's retiring, I said, in this case, in deference to you, I will take it. And she goes, You do know I want you on this for the rest of your life. I said, Yeah, I understand entirely what you want. I said, I will give you this. Okay, and I'll finish that. Shadow and Sun, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Yes, it is, actually. A little bit of a bumpy start, but what the heck? Shadow, where are we? And Nathan has just popped his head in. So, Shadow and Sun is right about here. And we go copy. Now, this is the link to Shadow and Sun's stream. So drop in, give him a listen. If you like what he has to say, do subscribe to the channel and share the daylights out of it. And then we have Nathan popping in. And that's not what I want. Okay, Nathan. Here we are. And if you'll notice, now this is the line and the connection for Nathan. And absolutely drop in and give him a listen. If you like what he has to say, come out and give him a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the daylights out of it. That would be absolutely fantastic. Now, we have a choice. Okay, we can focus on the negative, or we can start changing the way things are going. Okay, what do we got here? Robert White, how you doing? Glad you could join us. It is Sunday morning over there. Hopefully you're feeling better. You've got to be getting close to that wonderful turn point. We have an opportunity in front of us. Now, I'm taking a look at this. And like I said, I was going to start with this book. I am building workshops. Like I said, I'm going to build a school in spite of the lack of support I've had from government. I don't care anymore. Okay, I've got support from you guys, and that is absolutely the most important aspect. Derek Galloway, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Hopefully things have been keeping you out of trouble or keeping you busy, one of the two. Oh, that sounds like it ought to be an interesting ride. Nathan's just saying tonight he's doing a year in review from the quantum perspective, ufology specific. Oh, nice. So he dropped by. So I hope that little visit there, Robert, was a really good one. Ouch, that was painful. Don't ever do that. Now, with this in mind, like I said, there's a lot of things. If I look back at my own life, I used to be extremely introverted. You put me anywhere near a woman, and there was no way I was going to speak. What do we got here? I'm not sure if in all fairness there, Robert, I really don't know. I know Earth 2023 was an absolute nightmare for me. Okay, not so much in the off-world interactions, but I mean in my own world, it turned completely upside down, starting right near the end of 2022. And now it's a case of starting to get things moving. But I will tell you this. I don't know about the off-worlders entirely. I know I missed a lot of 2023 because I kept sitting on my tail feathers and waiting for somebody else to change my life. Well, I'm done with the waiting thing. Okay. It is time to make it happen now. Now, one of the first things that we've got to look at, okay, aside from the issue of you literally tell yourself, I am worth it. Oh, 2024, Robert, I I absolutely agree with you, is going to be better. I'd have to die for it to be worse for me. And no, I've got no interest in dying at this point. Okay, I've had a lot of temptation. Just throw the towel in and say scrap, and people aren't getting it. And we're seeing even in here, there are some growing concerns. Now, I got a question for you guys. Okay, now some of you have been with me since I opened the stream 2 years ago. Okay, when that happened, actually, sorry, 3 years ago almost. It's hard to believe I've been here that long. March 6th of 2021 was the first episode I did. That was the first broadcast I did at all. Okay, so we are getting very close to the 3-year mark. Okay, but what we have to remember. Yeah, it surprised me. I just figured out. I thought it was only a year. I thought it was only a couple of years. But no, I've been at this for 3 years now, almost. Okay, which is really neat because the funny thing there is I got on to Dave's show. Okay, and about 2 years later, maybe 3 years later, I got on to mine. Well, Dave, we're just literally entering the 10th year with Dave, 9th year with Dave. Okay, he's into the 10th. But I'm looking at this year going, okay, I now have a certain set of patterns set up. But let me ask you this. Okay, I'm looking at the cost of courses today. So many people are saying, oh, let's do a course and we're going to charge $1,000 for it. Let me ask you this, guys, because I'll be danged if I'm going to charge that much. It's not that I don't like the idea of the money. It's I like the idea more of helping more people. In case you didn't notice, sadly, Shadow, this week was, as per usual, scramble beyond belief. I still got to get things turned around. But one of the hiccups I ran into is I'm watching this monitor over here going, what's going on with it? But get an idea in your own head what you are not content with. What about you, your life, your wardrobe, your attitude, your outlook? What are you not content with? This is what we are going to change. Okay, this is what we're going to lay the path out for. Now, one of the first steps to making that change is to literally turn around and put a smile on your face. Okay, it's just that simple. Put a smile on your face. Now, there is an interesting setup. Oh, where are we? Well, sad to say, Ferret, I can honestly say that the odds are you weren't there. No, or at least I hope things went well for you. By the way, happy belated birthday. The nice part about it, like everybody say, people talk about celebrating birthdays. Myself, technically I had two, but you got to remember, we are only celebrating an anniversary to it. That said, I still am a firm believer that if I can hit more of the birthdays properly, okay, the more joy we can spread, the better this world's going to get. And this is just the reality behind it. But it starts by looking in the mirror. You know, unfortunately, we have so many people that are complicated. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, that's terrible there, Robert. Oh, good. Yeah, the thing is, Fred, like I don't hide much. I don't hide very much at all. Like I don't get out of the house much. And because of what just happened, the odds of my getting out of the house much more have really collapsed. The one restaurant I was going to sold, and the new owners, from what I gather from the staff, are not going to hold the atmosphere right. Okay. I mean, let's face it. You walk into a restaurant that you've been going to for years, and the staff comes to you and goes, "Look, these are the changes that new management has done." Okay. It's going to hit you sideways in all likelihood. You know, yeah, speaking of which, Robert, that reminds me. I do have to get in touch with my virus with my virus protection and make sure everything is running smoothly on that. But I've got a few things I've got to get rid of. Okay, I've got a few bills and what have you I got to bring down. But with that in mind, it's very important we really look to each other. Now, there was an altercation yesterday where a comment was made, and, sadly, I did not catch it before it came out, but, before it hit the wall. And that said, I'm going to do my best to stay on top of that. Something we have to realize is that the way people behave, the way people talk to each other is going to cause a problem if we continue that kind of thinking. Okay, the world is twisted enough. We don't need that kind of help. And this is where we start to change it, but it only changes if we jump on it and make it happen. That I absolutely agree with there, Steve. It's kind of like scam callers. I don't have a lot of use for them. There's a lot of people, and you got to wonder how their life got that shallow that that's the only way they can enjoy it. You know, the thing that we have to realize is hackers are a problem. Okay. And it's one of these things that, unfortunately, I'm a firm believer that many hackers, and this is not all of them by any means, but I'm a firm believer that many hackers are brought about by the companies themselves. Okay. And the reason I say that is because, how, pray tell, how are you going to build an antivirus machine if you don't test the limits on it? Okay. Now, that said, I am not about to turn around and say hacking is a good job, or is a good, good pastime and good profession. Okay. I will tell you that if we don't do something about changing the way you look at your life and yourself. Now, let me ask you this, guys. Are you content with when you look in the mirror? Are you content with what you see? Literally, with what you see. Okay, this is where we start. Is you take a look at that and ask yourself, am I content with what I am looking at? If the answer is yes, then absolutely stay on path. I'm not the one to tell you it's right or wrong. I will tell you that when we are dealing with the way people talk, we know that the trolls and hackers are frankly annoying. They do not. It's not that anybody looks up to them. Okay, it's not that people go, "Oh, what a brilliant person that is." You know, people don't have that high of opinion of trolls and or hackers from what I've seen. Lord knows I don't. Okay, but I also don't have a lot of understanding, or if you will, tolerance. Now, like I said, I am not perfect. Christine, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Oh, I've been having trouble there, Christine, with my own hitting lag a lot. I am putting money aside to be buying a top of the line, state of the art, brand new computer system, as in laptop, spare monitor, a mic, an external mic, um an external camera, and the printer. This is stuff, and not to mention a signal booster. But this is for down the road a little. Okay. Now, with this in mind, okay, the way this world is, and I'm not quite certain which comment that is directed at there, Robert. Okay. But we are looking at changing the way, number one, you see yourself, and I mean you as in the global you, or the royal you, if you will, how you see yourself, what you're looking at changing. Now, in my case, I'm looking at the world very simple. Oh, I agree with you there wholeheartedly, Robert, and thanks so much for clarifying that. My brother built a virus scanner, and I don't know why it isn't used globally, but he built a virus scanner that when somebody attacked his computer, okay, his virus scanner turned around and hunted down the computer and or computers that the virus was built on. When that happened, it then burned the motherboard off of whichever computers were responsible. How you doing there, Nicholas? Glad you could join us. You know, just to be clear there, Nicholas. When we take a look at this, okay, if you've got a question, even if it's not in the same topic that we're discussing, put the thing in. Okay, put the question into the chat room in all caps. Okay, or at least partial caps or a wavy hand so I can spot the thing. What are we here? The fact of the matter is that topics jump from one end to the other in this. Now, today I'm doing my best this year to get onto a given topic, and Saturdays happens to be self-help, self-development. Okay. Now, let me ask you this, guys, because like I said, where did my book go? Right there. Like I said, if you look at your own outlook on your life, what, in your opinion, either in your life or in the lives of those around you that you've borne witness to, what is the biggest obstacle that you guys see, or what are some of the biggest obstacles you guys have witnessed regarding somebody getting their own life turned around? Now, one of the big ones I know of is where people are to start. You may look in the mirror and go, I'm not happy with me, but where do I start changing it? Okay, now the reason I'm taking notes on this particular issue is because I am going to be building workshops, at which point I will, in time, sometime later this year. Absolutely, Robert. I believe that falls under the TMI, but we're not going anywhere. I'll be here for another couple hours. The reality of it from my standpoint is this. Okay, there's a lot of really good programs out there, but the fact that so many people are completely lost on how to turn their life around. Okay, I just decided, I mentioned last year, and that wasn't that long ago, really. I'm going to build a school with or without the government's help. In this case, it's going to be without, because in all likelihood, because I've run into way too many delays waiting for assistance to come through. And so what I've decided is, nope, we'll just do it on my own. I'll get things started and see what happens. But when you look at the people around you, the ones that you actually know are trying, like they're making the effort to change the way their life is going. Maybe it's changing their thought process. Okay. Maybe it's a habit they're having trouble with. Okay. These are the things that we've got to get turned around. And we are talking about a mess that is so broad reaching, it applies to literally every corporeal in existence. In all fairness, it applies to all the other ones too. Okay. But I am going to be putting courses together to actually figure out how to start teaching online in group form. Okay. And yes, when I'm talking about putting courses online, of course everybody goes, oh my gosh, it's going to be $200, $300, $400. I wouldn't hold my breath on it being that long, or that much rather. But I got to get the course program worked out to know how much. Now, I know, for an absolute certainty. Now, this book, Believe in Yourself and Follow Your Dreams, only has, I think, 4 chapters in it. 4 wrap up. Okay, but what have we got here? Just trying to get my hand to work, and that's just not working well. Yeah, it's got 4 chapters and the one either in wrapping it. But I can take this book and easily turn it into a 2-hour run. Okay, but it's a question of getting it marketed properly, including the book. Now, the neat part about that particular book, or any of the Believe in Your series, okay, is literally if I'm having to mail it anywhere in Canada or the continental US, it's only $20 in your hand. Okay, when I put the course together, the book will be part of the course. And yes, it'll be an online course. I won't be doing it in town here because I would need so many people coming in that it wouldn't make any functional sense. Besides that, I'm still reclusive. 2024 did not get me jumping out the window and going, hey, I'm going to run out into public. Not going to happen anytime soon. Well, that's not entirely correct. I do intend on being in Reno this year. Okay, but with that in mind, okay, take a look in the mirror. And are you content with the way you are? In my case, I'm changing my physical appearance, and that's hence why I got the haircut. Okay, changing my wardrobe, that one's going to take some time. Because let's face it, my picking and choosing colors when you're partially colorblind and got, no glass, it becomes a little bit of a hiccup. But the other thing that we got to look at here is the way so many people look at each other. Thanks, Farrad. I do appreciate that. From my standpoint, it really boiled down to an issue of had to get it sorted out. Normally, I wait until spring, and I just decided, no, I'm going into 2024. I'm going in with guns blazing and hitting a dead run. Okay, net result, I've already started recalibrating how to make things happen. Gardner, glad you could join us. Nice to see you again. I did notice you dropped into Space Out last night. Like I said, I do my best to be on 6 nights out of the week. That may change in time. Well, at some point, I'm going to have to take a look at the timing of it, because there's only so much energy I've got to work with. But with that in mind, couple of the courses I'm looking at, and these are simply because they fall right smack in line with what I'm literally doing as we speak. Okay, like I said, I don't intend on going, oh, this is what's wrong and this is what you need to do. If I'm not going to do it, going to get up and do it myself, then how can I functionally, encourage you to get up and do it? To me, it doesn't work that way. So I look at it and go, okay, what am I not content with? My physical appearance, my physical health. While I'm doing what I can, now I am taking the medication, but I'm also taking an herbal concoction to also assist, as well as modifying my diet. Okay, and no, I'm not getting rid of meat. Okay, I'm not going vegan. Sorry, not going to happen. Okay, and no, I'm also not going to go onto a chocolate diet either. Of course, I don't like the flavor of chocolate. But the reality is there's some phenomenally expensive courses out there. But the people that really need help, you guys that are struggling to get your heads on straight, how do you cope with being abducted? How do you know whether you were abducted? How do you know whether or not you're having psychic experiences? Are you actually picking up on psychic phenomenon? Yeah, it absolutely would. I'm still trying to work on where carbs come in and what have you. I'm not much in the way of a health food aficionado by any means. But I will tell you, from my standpoint, dropping what was it? So I've dropped almost 60 pounds. Okay. And dropping that weight by simply cutting back on the amount I've been eating, increasing my exercise level, that has changed my life drastically. Oh, yeah, the pills there, Ferret. I am going to. My doctor said, you don't. She goes, I'd like to see you on those for the rest of your life. I said, yeah, I know what you'd like. I said, it ain't going to happen. I'm only staying on these. Now, in all fairness, I've got a full refill, 3 refills, meaning a year. Now, I've got no interest in getting back on them, so I'm going to change everything before then. That means looking into foods that will keep my sugar levels down, looking into foods that will keep foods and or exercise that will keep sugar levels down, balance my cholesterol out, and get my blood pressure to where it belongs. Okay, but I'm a firm believer the less stress I have in my life, which is most of it is being caused, well, no. The second most of it is being caused by finances. Okay. Which, by the way, I'm quite happy to say. Oh, did I turn around? I did turn around and sell that one. I am happy to say I sold another one of my Believe in Your Finances books today. Had a couple of readings come over, and one of the books went. Now the thing is, I'm a firm believer that medication, you use it until you change the habits. Now, I needed the boost because, well, let's face it, my blood pressure was jumping off the marks by thinking about leaving the house. That's a bit of a problem. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic, Ferret. Now, I do know that I was eating too much sugar. Wasn't chocolate, but I did get in too much in the way of, got into too much in the way of pop. Okay, and there are certain foods I know convert to sugar right away. They're easy to make, and therefore I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I've already beat type 2 diabetes once. Okay, and then went back to the same stupid habits. Derek, I do believe you were in earlier. But welcome back. Here I am. How are we doing that? Oh, glad you are safe. Oh, there we go. Well, by taking 15 or more minute walks each day, ideally, increase that distance over a month. I started in 2019. Oh, Ferret, this is not a question of being preachy. This is a question of you're bringing information to light that is absolutely necessary. Oh, okay, Derek, I thought I saw you come in, but yeah, hopefully you don't. Getting hacked is a pain in the neck. But welcome aboard, Derek. You know, I'm lucky where it comes to the walking there, Kiara. I'm lucky in as much as I've got an apartment that literally has a 30-foot hallway inside. Okay, now I don't walk back and forth. Susan, how you doing? Glad you could join us. Now let us see what we got going on over here. We go up here and we hit refresh. See, this year I have every intention on building this and building the scope of this stream to a much more viable scope. Okay, like I'm very interested in making it happen. Oh, absolutely, Kara. We are here until, well, for the next hour and a half here anyway. But the reality is this, what you're doing there, Ferret, isn't preachy. At least not in my books. World Bigfoot, how you doing? Glad you could join us. I've decided I'm going to do a lot more cooking at home, and let me get that. No, not a phone call. Where are we? Pop that open and we go, world, where are we? There we are. And we go, copy that. This is the link to World Bigfoot Radio's to his live stream. So drop in, give him a listen. If you like what he has to say, do give him a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the daylights out of it. That would be really appreciated. I have effective. Actually, I think it was the second was my last trip out to Wings, and with what they've done, I won't be going that far very much at all. Okay, I won't be going down there very much this year at all. I will go back and check and see if they straighten it out. But it does seem like they've completely decimated the place. World goes, I've just discovered a Bigfoot narration channel. Stole the text of one of my interviews, and he's making money off it. I do feel for you there, World. But unfortunately, many people are literally, they will do that. And it is not, I do not approve of it by any stretch. For all the good that makes. I gotta grow and blow this up and hope I don't do something to it. Oh, that is not what I need. There we go. Yeah, that's something I gotta look into. See, I was looking into monetizing it through YouTube and found out something really cute. They want they seem to want off, off off-air uploads. And unfortunately, every time I try that, I end up scrambling my video recorder. So just quit that. I just figured I've got to find a way to turn a profit, to make income. Absolutely. Yeah. From what I gather, I've got to have the 1,000 subs to start with, which gives me a lot of room to work. But I only need I think it's 5,000 hours or 4,000 hours, 4,000 views rather. I think it's something like that if I recall. I looked into it a while back. I will be looking at monetizing when I can. In the meantime, I got to find a different way to do that. I've seen people, I literally drew one person that was stuck in a wheelchair out. But here's the kicker. Okay, you desire your life change. Do not let anybody tell you that it cannot be done. Okay, just don't let anybody tell you that. They will tell you, just don't buy into it. Now, when we start looking at what people think of each other, and this is where we ran into a problem yesterday. Okay. And it wasn't directed at anybody at any individual. But when we start looking at the way the people dress, we got to realize dress is a matter of self-expression. Now, rest assured, I'm not going to be wearing a dress. Okay. If somebody wants to see me in a dress, I'm dead first. Because there's just something wrong with that for me. I don't care if other people wear them. But you take a look in the mirror. Now I look at it and go, I'm not content with my physical state. So this is one of the things I'm looking at. But let me ask you this. If you're looking at the people you've met, the people you know, or much more importantly, in a lot of ways, yourself. Okay. Yeah, I'm not I'm not good with music to start with. And I will tell you, there is no way I'm picking up a set of bagpipes, because I'm a firm believer. I love the bagpipes, absolutely love the sound. Okay, what I don't love is listening to somebody that's just learning how to play them, because that sounds like they're throttling a cat. Okay, and in all fairness, I've never listened to a cat get throttled. Yeah, I do believe you actually teach people how to use those things, don't you, Ferret? Maybe it's because my heritage is Scottish and I like the sound. Maybe it's just because it's a great sound. Okay. But, from my standpoint, I like the sound of them if they're played well. Now, I haven't got the coordination to play them well. Yeah, heck, I don't think I've got the coordination, in all fairness, to play them, period. But the big thing I find people have, the biggest problem people seem to have, if they desire to change the way their life is going, is literally, where do I start? How do I get started? Now, I gotta ask, and that's gotta be a Scottish day of some form. Okay. I take it the right, because I remember the name, I just don't recall it. But I take it Robbie Burns Night is a Scottish celebration. Just a curiosity thing there, Ferret. When I take a look at the way that my life is going, I know my physical body, the junk around my house, my overall health level, I'm talking internal health, has to be turned around. Even my mental health, well, I gave up on that. I'm pretty much hooped. I pretty much figure. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Ferret's just saying Robbie Burns post laureate for Scotland. The way I figure it, the more celebrations that we can advertise or that we can enjoy, the better off we are. So many people are going, oh, so and so ripped so and so off. So and so is at war with such and such. So and so embezzled how much. It's not that I don't feel these are important things. It's that there are way more positive things going on, like so and so got married. So and so were trying to sell their business, it's gone. So and so bought a new car that they were waiting for. Yeah, oh, that's always wonderful. And whenabouts does that take place there, Ferret? I know I'm not going to be at it because, well, frankly, you're in the wrong part of the country right now, and we are talking winter. You know, but I have determined this year that one of the things I'm going to do is try and get out in public a little more, which is why I've set my sights on making the trip in May. Okay, the trip down to Reno. Okay, I'm just tying off a few things, and again, I'll be putting more money on the credit cards when I get off this stream. Okay, right near the end of the month. Yeah, by then we should be up to our eyeballs in snow. Yes, the SOR party there, Gardner. It's down in Reno, Nevada this year, and that's my intention. Assuming they don't do something stupid with the border and say, "Oh, you've got to be vaccinated to travel." If they do that, I won't be coming across the border because I'm not going down the road of vaccination. Okay, heck, I don't get the vaccine for the common flu or the cold. I'm not about to do it for this. I did the lab rat thing before. But that is my decision. Also, and both of my boys and my ex-wife all got the vaccination as it came by. No, right now I realize there aren't. Yeah, I appreciate that. And this is one of the things that said, okay, let's get on it and make sure we can make it happen. But I'm planning on coming down. I'm planning on coming down for the weekend. And I might be there a couple of days afterwards, depending on how things go. But that's all up in the air for the moment. Right now, I'm just focusing on the weekend. Speaking of which, I got to get back in touch with Dave to get the right discount side for it. Because kind of an important factor in my eyes. If I can get a discount, hey, I'll take it. If I can get it for free, I'm even happier. I don't. The funny thing is, I don't usually go to parties. Okay, I haven't gone to parties in, I don't know. Well, aside from a couple of UFO spots that I went to actually speak at, I haven't been to a party since the 80s. Okay, even in my house, I don't have parties. Well, that's called an earthquake caused by neon desk. Okay, and I don't mean neon. Anyway, that's beside the point. When you look in the mirror, I've got a list of things I'm planning on changing. But what I don't know is how many people, I don't know what I'm going to do as far as how to do the advertising side of it, how long it's going to be. At this point, I'm figuring I'm likely going to be keeping it short and just doing more of them. Because let me ask you this. If you're taking a course online, in your guys' eyes, what do you feel is a reasonable length for the course? Like I said, I am building a healing center. This includes the educational side of it. So I might just as well get started on it instead of just thinking about it. The reality of it is, I take a look at the way the world is and go, we can think about changing it. I talked to somebody the other day and they said, oh, there's a lot of people working in the background. Well, behind the scenes to help change the world in a better way. Problem is, that's kind of like putting your driver in the back seat and hoping he can do something. Okay, I just came to the conclusion I've got to step out of the shadows into the mainstream. And the biggest thing, you take a look in the mirror. Are you content with what you see? That's where you start. Don't worry about whether other people are happy with you. If somebody says, oh, you weigh too much, the only time I worry about somebody's weight is if it is becoming a health problem. Okay. If your weight is causing you health issues, it might be time to drop some. Okay. But I've listened to so many reports lately that go, oh, we've got this newfangled method. It's a new piece of tech. Buy this thing because it's got the industry on edge. It's got the medical industry on edge. They're afraid of losing billions. Now, if you listen to all the varieties that are out there, I discovered something the other day. Okay. I did a little bit of a checking. Medical, automotive, your dental industry, the whole financial industry, they're all collapsing. Okay. They're all collapsing. And apparently, if you listen to these people talk, everybody can be a multimillionaire almost overnight by just sitting on your tail feathers and waiting. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put any effort into it. You can be a millionaire, absolutely slim as a rail, and put no effort in. Now, I hate to tell you this, but if that were the case, if that is the case, why do we have so many people homeless on the street? So many people on the verge of bankruptcy or folding? Okay. Why, pray tell, if it is all so cut and dried and so easy to do, why are so many people still suffering? Okay. And this is the thing that I'm looking at right now going, it cannot continue on this path. Well, it can, but it will collapse. Yeah, absolutely. The cost of housing is stupid. And this is the thing. Now I can tell you, I've got a sweet deal. Okay. I looked into it. The average cost of a 3-bedroom apartment in BC, the average in Kelowna actually, which is where I am, the average cost is $3,500 for a 3-bedroom. Well, you cannot do that on one income. Now, I am in a dream situation because I'm only paying $1,000. I got two boys helping foot the bill. So I mean, this is the reality of it. The cost, and it would be easy to stop inflation. Like I'm saving myself, I kid you not, by cutting out one thing, going out to the restaurant. All of a sudden, I just shared my expense list by $300 to $400 a month. Okay. And this was just because of the fact I got lazy and decided I wasn't doing the effort. Now, the thing is, when we look at, first of all, the cost of housing, this is something that is controllable by the individual. Okay. So many people are going, oh, I only require 300 rent to help pay for the cost, but I can get 8. So I'm going after 8 because we're taught that all of this material stuff matters. I'm here to tell you, the Egyptians got it all backwards. You cannot take the material stuff with you. It doesn't go. Okay, we know this because the pyramids and the old graves that have been dug up for whatever reason, the stuff that was put in them is still there. So you can't take it with you. So why are you hoarding it? Okay, I will tell you, the amount of junk I've got is absolutely stupid, but I'm actually getting rid of it. Okay, now, when I look at this whole thing, how do you change your life? Well, first things first, pick an aspect. Now, for me, I'm simply cutting back on the amount I'm eating to drop the weight. I am doing. Oh, Nathan, how you doing? Oh, wonderful. I tell you, this is just getting pretty stupid. Okay. And unfortunately, I don't know how to deal with it. You know, this is where the computer techs have to really step up. You know, I am glad you're back there, Nathan. Where are we here? We are at 5:30. That's not bad. Boy, that first hour went in a real hurry. But I take a look at it and I go, okay, you desire to change your life. First things first. Don't worry about what you desire your life to look like. The first thing you got to figure out is, what do you not like about your life? It's a question of changing the odds and ends. Now, if I could, I'd say something about what to do about the hacking, but I'm just a firm believer. Like, I've got my own idea of what should happen to hackers. I like the way my brother dealt with them. But I will tell you, when I look at things, and this is why I ask questions like, what is it from your guy's standpoint? What kind of a situation is important from your guy's end to really make your life better? Or where are the shortfalls that you're having trouble getting started with? Okay, now the first one I will tell you that I've got, that I put in this book, literally in this book, okay, is I turned around, and the first thing you do is put a smile on your face. Whether you're in a good mood or not doesn't matter. Okay, let me ask you this. Which looks more appealing from your end? If you see somebody smiling for whatever reason, or do you prefer seeing somebody frowning or in tears? Okay, which one makes you feel a little better? I know in my case, I would much rather see somebody smile. Okay, I mean, very important from my end. Robert, that I absolutely can. Give me 5 seconds, and I don't think it takes that long. Here we go. Problem solved there, Robert. And yeah, you have been around for, I think, forever and a day-ish. The fact of the matter is that moderators make it so much easier for me simply because of the fact that from my end, I cannot track. I don't even spot half the trolls. I'm still working on what they are, other than people with very small brains. Okay, I've never understood that. To me, these are people that have not, they've just not matured. I do appreciate that, Robert. It hasn't shown up yet. So what happens if we hit refresh? If I refresh, that should do it. Now, why, pray tell, did that not take? But no. Oh, it's just not showing up. Robert, it's not showing up blue yet, but I have added you as a moderator. I don't know why it's not showing up blue just yet, because I just refreshed the screen and it hasn't changed it yet. Doesn't mean I haven't done anything. Yeah, coffee quite often does make smiles there, Nathan. Although I will warn you, just in case you're trying to do something silly, don't try smiling while you're drinking coffee. I tried that. I tried laughing drinking coffee. Did not work out well. Oh, nice. Yeah, world. Funny part is, you're one of these people that does the research. I really don't. I never have done the research. I know tomorrow is Sunday, so I'll be gaming from about 10 in the morning until about 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, I do game twice a week. Okay. And quite frankly, that's the way that's going to stay for a while. Uh-oh. I have no idea. Was she timed out or was she pushed out? Because nobody that I'm aware of, nobody did that. Oh, perfect, Robert. You've now shown up as a blue moderator. So thank you. There you go. I'm not surprised. If anybody's got an idea how to deal with that side of things, absolutely step on it. Because I got no clue. Yeah, I'm still a firm believer. Okay, well, I can run around in circles trying to figure out how to deal with that. This is way beyond my skill, my skill set. Okay, I mean, some people look at it and go, at least you're getting attention. Well, that kind of attention we don't really require. Absolutely, Robert. We'll still be here. Oh, wonderful. I love things like this. Well, no, I really don't. But this does give you an idea of the state this world has gotten into. One of the biggest things that we got to look at here is the more we work together, the better we can actually make things. I'm a firm believer this can be done, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It's going to take effort. And unfortunately, it's going to take understanding at the same time. But when you look in the mirror, okay, first thing that I found, and this is what we're missing. So many people are being caught so much. Well, we've got somebody that's hacking different people. I have no idea who. Okay, nor do I have any idea on how to figure that side of it out. But yeah, we've had a couple of different people that have been hacked. Now, as far as I'm aware, my system is still untouched. How long that lasts, I don't know, but I do know that tonight and tomorrow I'll be changing a whole pile of passwords. Yeah, I think Robert went in and untimed you out. Okay, and this is the whole thing. We've got a world here that so many people are trying to have been programmed essentially to make a name for themselves by doing stupid things instead of make a name for yourself by doing something positive. Okay. And a lot of this is because self esteem has gone right through the floorboards with people. Well, I'm the last person to talk to about that. But I'm pretty certain, Nathan, the world has a way to do it. I actually would have thought you would have been one of the ones that did, but hey, what the heck. I do, however, know, Nathan, if you get a hold of Frank, he'll absolutely be able to explain it. Oh, well, that's always fun. Yeah, this is one of those aspects. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know there's two different types. There's a standard and there's I think it's called a master. I don't need to do that. Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's a standard moderator and a master moderator. But I haven't looked into the definitions and what have you. You know, that's where I run into problems. But this is also one of those things I am definitively going to be working on this year, is figuring out computers a little bit more than I have. The course I took, that was cute. All it really taught me, in all fairness, was that computers don't work with me. I'm wondering, Nathan, let me see something here. Well, I don't want to do that. Okay, let me take a look at this. Where is Kira? What was it you said there? Kara and Derek. So if I scroll up here and see where I find one of them, there's one. Yeah, in all fairness, I don't know how to do it because I'm looking at this and it doesn't. It says that I can put somebody in timeout, but it doesn't say anything about removing it. I am going to have to take some time and get a handle on that side of things. Where is Kira? Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to look into that as in talk to somebody afterwards. Because what I've got here is a pretty serious little annoyance. I don't honestly know there, Ferret. Things are absolutely a bit of a hiccup. Okay, no, they're actually a disaster of a hiccup. But at this point, talk about a fiasco. But, when I was talking about, changing your life, I mean, this absolutely scrambles things, in case you hadn't noticed. But the unfortunate part is, I have my suspicions on exactly who would do it, by the type of person, but specifically who, I don't know. Well, Ferret, do me a favor, just in case if you do end up banned, I'm not interested in banning you. Okay, you're still showing up blue, Nathan. But Okay, I'm gonna remove you as a moderator for a second and then put you back in. Well, add you as. Okay, I've just upgraded you there, Nathan. That should do whatever can be done. What I did was I removed you as a moderator and then popped you in as a managing moderator. Okay, that should, if anything's going to give you access, that'll do it, I would suspect. Now, hopefully that'll do something for you. Myself, I'm so far out of the loop on this one that it really does create an interesting problem. Because on my end, it didn't even show that you didn't have access to anything. But when we take a look at it, talk about going sideways. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing there, Nathan. What creepy thing just happened there, Ferret? Primarily because I'm curious. But it's this kind of thing that people turn around and because they're bored, because quite literally self-esteem has collapsed, people are doing things just to get attention. Well, this is attention. It's just not good attention. At least not in my eyes. But when we look at it, what do we got? Oh, what do we got? Red text appears saying quid futurum sit. Wonder what the heck that actually translates into. Let's see. Curiosity thing. So we go there and we go to Google Translate. Let's just see what it actually translates to. JKL, where are we? Latin. Whoops. There we go. Did that wrong, so I had to redo that. Oh. Well, that's cute. Okay. Ferret. Yeah. What quid futurum sit means is what will happen. I just used Google Translate to find that out. I don't know if that helps you at all. I use Google Translate. A friend of mine is German, and what she said was Google Translate works great 1 sentence at a time, but it's not good if you try and put it in a paragraph at a time. It's Latin. Yeah, I typed that. I mean, I recognized it as Latin right away. That was the easy part. No, I agree with you there, Ferret. Uh-oh. Derek just dropped me a line on the phone here. You know, he's saying that, yeah, Derek is just letting me know that somebody's doing this quite intentionally. Yeah, Derek Galloway. He's actually got my home number here. So instead of coming through there, he's just texting it to me. Oh, Derek. I don't know if you're actually still able to see, but Nathan's asking how does he access the moderator options? Oh, I can't do that. I'm saying that, but unfortunately, you can't hear that. What the heck did I just do? Oh, oh, bonus. Derek's looking into it, Nathan. This is just one of those things that's, to say the least, a little annoying. Let us see here. Where'd Derek go? Way back up. What's that do? Oh, yeah, talk about an annoying sign. And this happens to sign change. I know other people have gone through it. Doesn't make me feel any better about it. Should not have hit that button. Wish I knew what was going on, guys, but this is so far outside my realm, I have no functional idea. But it has successfully disrupted the stream. See, I'm thinking one option that Derek has come up with is to pull everybody's moderation and then start reinserting them. Well, actually, what he says is just take the moderation option out. But frankly, you guys have helped a lot. This is the first time I've run into a glitch on this way. It says to put them in, but it doesn't tell us how to change it. Why not? Okay, well, that one I can take a look at. Let's see. Go over there. And let us go to... Look, don't want to do that. Grab another window. Let's go in the back door and take a peek. And we go over here. And channel. Comments. Well, that ain't doing me any good. Well, this completely derailed things. Yeah, Nathan, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that with all of my accounts, and just swap them around, man, and see what I can do on that end. But there is not much point with fighting with this, because clearly we've got a bit of a complication. So what I am going to do, guys, I'm number one, not that it's my fault, but I am going to apologize for the way this went down. I will be back again. Yeah, this is Friday. This is Saturday. So I will be back again tomorrow. Okay, at least that's the intention. But I think we're just going to say this is unfortunately a very bad run. I'm going to say thank you so much for sharing your time with me, guys. I really do appreciate it. And the help, I really do help the effort. So with that in mind, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much. I will be back. Until we meet again, do take care of yourselves and absolutely each other. And until then, for pity's sakes, stay positive.